Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you a new Nancy Drew analysis video. Today's video is brought to you by the patrons over at Mystique Manor and by all the official fellow detective channel members. If you too would like to support the channel and gain access to exclusive features, check out patreon.com/wizardkitten to become a patron, or click join next to the subscribe button to become an official fellow detective. Well, it's happened. We seem to have finally gotten some actual confirmation from HerInteractive that the 34th Nancy Drew mystery may be on the horizon. We have a lot to cover in this video and a lot to speculate on, so let's jump right into it. Also, I am sick and have been for the last few days, so this is really unfortunate timing for this news to drop, but I'm going to do the best with this voiceover that I can. Please bear with me. Also, one final caveat. If you know me, you know I'm going to give you my honest thoughts. At times, my opinions will not be positive. If you are deeply excited about this release, your feelings are completely legitimate. If you have reservations, like me, those feelings are legitimate too. I am here to share information with you and present my measured thoughts, but know that my opinions are just that, opinions, and that yours are equally as valid. We all feel strongly about this amazing series and just want to see it done justice. So let's proceed. Now, the last time that we had anything to speculate on was November of 2021, over a year ago. At that time, some sleuthy fellow detectives uncovered that HerInteractive filed for a trademark in October 2021 for something called Mystery of the Seven Keys in the category of downloadable video and computer game programs. I made a whole video discussing this information at that time, and I'll be sure to link it in a card in the upper corner if you haven't yet seen it. To sum up, this trademark was literally the only hint we'd received about the fabled 34th entry in the Nancy Drew PC game series, and the hint didn't even come from HerInteractive. A fellow detective found this information and shared it with the fandom. So, 2 years later, after the release of Midnight in Salem, we still had no concrete news. Fast forward to this past weekend, April 1st, 2023. 3.5 years after the release of Midnight in Salem. Let's let that sink in for a second. It has been 3.5 years since we have gotten any official word from HerInteractive about a new game. So, what is the word? Here is everything we know about the 34th Nancy Drew game. On April 1st, 2023, HerInteractive sent out a newsletter to subscribed fans. I received mine at 2:05 a.m. This newsletter was immediately suspicious. Right away, I noticed that some of the letters on the trivia slides were more yellow than the others. If you take out these yellow letters, they spell out 34. Now, this was promising. The first actual acknowledgement from the HerInteractive team in 3.5 years about a new Nancy Drew game. Further in the newsletter, there is a slide with a card that says, "It's your day, Saturday, April 1st, morning," and a little video camera icon. Now, when I saw this, I immediately thought, they're going to release a video with more information this morning. Huzzah! More on that later. The last slide of the newsletter shows Nancy's desk and a letter on her classic stationery that reads, "Dear fellow sleuths, my birthday's coming up this month, and I've been thinking real hard about something I could give you to thank you for coming along on every case. I have been told that I'm not the best gift giver, but I figured I could let you in on a little secret. I am picking up my magnifying glass again and already packing my bags. Join me on my next great mystery. Be on the lookout for our case file. I can't wait. Love, Nancy." Now, this seemed pretty clear. Nancy's next great mystery, eh? Be on the lookout for a case file, eh? Now, when I tell you that I was checking and rechecking YouTube all morning for a video, I am not exaggerating. I didn't want to get my hopes up, but I truly thought we were getting a trailer for the next game. Otherwise, why tease a video posting on April 1st? Then at 1:34 p.m., which is not the morning, by the way, HerInteractive, they posted a 34-second long video to their socials that was literally just an animation of the same letter from the newsletter being written out. They even captioned it with #AprilFools, which had a lot of fans confused and dreading that this was all just a big joke. And then today, Tuesday, April 4th, they posted another video to their channel. This video shows a glitchy laptop screen that transitions into floating comments from fans questioning the legitimacy of the April 1st video. Are we getting a new game? Is this an April Fool's joke? The video then slides into a chat box visual where HerInteractive types out, "Sorry, we aren't able to share any info at this time. Stay sleuthy," big grin emoji. But then they backspace this and instead type, "We are excited to announce we're officially working on a new game." And this is all the official word that we have from HerInteractive at this time. Now, before we get into speculation and fan theories, I want to talk about this reveal for just a second. There is a reason that so many fans question the legitimacy of the video released on April 1st. Over the past 8 years since the release of Sea of Darkness in 2015, HerInteractive has lost the trust of a good chunk of its fan base. After Sea of Darkness, we had an amazing trailer for a game called Midnight in Salem. But then that game got delayed again, basically scrapped, delayed again, and eventually released in December 2019 after ages of radio silence and poor PR. When it released, it was not good. See my review for Midnight in Salem linked in a card in the upper corner for my full thoughts. And now we've gone 3.5 years with not a single shred of a word from HerInteractive about a new game. Basically, HerInteractive has done nothing to build or rebuild trust with a fan base that has been strung along for years, given no information, and been delivered subpar products. Teasing games with vague clues and puzzles can be really fun. Back in HerInteractive's heyday, they used to do this a lot, but things are different now. Teasing games and products really only works when the fan base trusts you to actually deliver. Without a healthy trust, it sort of just feels like our feelings are being played with. I'm not positive if the clarification video that they released today was planned or not. I'm not certain that they thought the April Fool's Day video would be seriously considered by fans to be a joke. Maybe they did because they captioned it that way, but I think it speaks volumes that they had to clarify to us that it was actually happening. And I do want to note that clarifying that Game 34 is actually happening is all that they have done. We still do not have a title, we do not have a release date, and we have absolutely no information on how far along this game actually is, or if it has improved in quality since Midnight in Salem. We know nothing except that they are in fact working on a game, which we already knew. If you asked HerInteractive directly and they responded to you, they would say that they were working on a new game. This is not new information. Also, the way that the clarification video sort of pokes fun at the canned "we have no information to share at this time" and the "stay sleuthy" entry that they put in chat honestly frustrated me. I don't know that they really understand how frustrating it is for fans to have heard that canned response so many times over the years since the delays for Midnight in Salem started happening. It's not really a joke, it's deeply aggravating to a supremely loyal fan base who loves Nancy Drew and wants to see her legacy live on. Anyway, I desperately want to be excited about this idea, and I hope I don't sound overly negative. I am in fact cautiously optimistic, knowing that a new game is in the works and that we finally have some official acknowledgement from the team. Nancy Drew is my life, and I would give anything for another Nancy Drew game that has the same love, character, and energy as the original series. The original 32 games were a feat of epic proportions. 32 fun, engaging, complex, mysterious, and truly fantastic games with a female heroine who solves cases all over the world. It was incredible, and if we can get anything resembling that again, I will be overjoyed. And now that we've talked about what we know for sure, let's dig into a little speculation. Here, I want to shout out several other Nancy Drew creators who have made content about this news and who have helped inform a lot of my speculation. A big shout out to Hugh of Nancy Drew Walkthroughs, who was one of the first creators that I saw jump on this news. Hugh has done a great job covering each new reveal on his YouTube channel, which I will link below. I also want to shout out Carter with the Nancy Drew Times, who has been very active on Instagram and has been curating all the updates and engaging and speculating with fans. Carter and I also collabed on a video a while back, which I'll be sure to link in the upper corner. Finally, a really big shout out to Kalina from Story Retold, who has been an invaluable resource throughout these updates. For those who don't know, Kalina was Little Jackalope when she worked at HerInteractive and has some incredible behind-the-scenes takes on what we have been seeing. All of these creators will be linked in the description box down below if you want to check out their takes on this information. I am sure that there have been other awesome content creators as well who have been covering this news. These are just the ones who have been informing my speculation. Honestly, the whole community deserves kudos for their fast reactions and coverage of this news. Bravo to all. Speculation number 1. Nancy Drew Walkthroughs noted that there are red letters highlighted in Nancy's letter in the newsletter that spell out, "You've been hacked." The video released today was also very glitchy and hacky, for lack of a better word, and HerInteractive archived all of their Instagram posts leading up to April 1st to make it look like they had been hacked. Story Retold also mentioned in one of her videos that we should remember the hacking theme, so I think it's safe to say that the next game may have something to do with hacking or some sort of cybercrimes, which is interesting. I'm not certain how I feel about that yet. Speculation number 2, the backgrounds in the newsletter images are suspect. Several of them have tiles, which would be odd to include as a background and therefore could be environment details from the new game. The most interesting one, though, is the blue sky with a blurry spire just visible on the side. When zoomed in, this appears to be part of a cathedral. Story Retold mentioned that it could very possibly be St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria. We do know from the end of Midnight in Salem that Nancy casually mentions that she and Ned should go on vacation together in Austria. I'm not sure what this has to do with hacking, if anything, but could the next mystery be in Austria, and could Ned be joining? Maybe. Speculation number 3. I definitely didn't notice this until I watched Story Retold's video, but there are in fact some hidden words at the very bottom of the newsletter that are only visible when you highlight them. They spell out, "Hidden clues are the key." Now, we know that HerInteractive has trademarked the Mystery of the Seven Keys, so is this confirmation that it is the title of the 34th Nancy Drew game? Also, keys do not always mean the literal object used to unlock things. Pianos also have keys. A key is sometimes referred to as a very important clue. Computer keyboards have keys, and some fans have speculated that keys is actually short for soliloquies and that the next game is Shakespeare-themed. I am almost tempted to say that the keys could be referring to keyboard keys, since we know that there's some sort of hacking theme going on, but who knows. Speculation number 4, the capital letters in the Stay Sleuthy letters may also spell out salut, which means hi in French, as Story Retold noted in her reaction video on April 4th. This could mean they weren't being cheeky like I thought, but if they're not, I have no clue what this could mean. Nancy has already been to France in Danger by Design. They speak primarily German and Austria, and Shakespeare is British, so how does this connect? I have no clue. Could Nancy be going on a trip all over Europe, Carmen Sandiego style? Who knows? I certainly don't. Speculation number 5. I saw on the Nancy Drew Times' Instagram stories today that user at Chaz uncovered another trademark that HerInteractive secured on March 30th, 2023 in the same category of downloadable video and computer game programs for something called The Case of the Missing Clue, which is a super vague title if you ask me, but could mean that perhaps there is even more in the works for the future. There is probably more that we could speculate on, and I have seen tons of theories from fellow detectives in the Wizard Kitten Discord, on YouTube, on Instagram, and so on. Shakespeare, Denmark, Austria, cybercrime, Ned, and dozens more. But that's all we can do right now. Speculate. Because even though we got some sort of official word from HerInteractive, we still basically know nothing. I am also concerned about the wording of today's video, where they still say that they are working on a new Nancy Drew game. Not, we are nearing completion on, or we have made significant progress on, or we have specific news to share on a new Nancy Drew game, just the same old canned, we're working on it. This does not give me hope that we will actually have a product in our hands anytime soon. Some have theorized that we will get a trailer at the end of April on Nancy Drew's birthday/anniversary, which is April 28th. If we do, then I would really like to see a definitive release date and a game that looks to be drastically improved as compared to Midnight in Salem. So, to close, these videos generated some buzz, but ultimately, we still don't have any concrete information. It is probably a good sign that they are saying anything at all, since they have literally said nothing since December 2019, so that is a plus. At this point in time, my opinion remains at, I will believe it when I see it. I am cautiously optimistic. I don't think they would say anything if they don't plan on actually completing the game at some point in time, but I am going to reserve my excitement until I actually get something real. Which is not to say that you shouldn't be excited if you want to be. It makes so much sense to feel super pumped and optimistic right now. Obviously, if and when a new Nancy Drew game is released, I will be so excited to play and stream it with all of you wonderful fellow detectives. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The real magic of Nancy Drew is the community that has sprung up around her. We, the fellow detectives, are the ones keeping the magic of Nancy Drew alive, playing and replaying the games we love, celebrating our favorite memes and quotes, diving into the stories, and sharing our mutual love for one of the greatest detectives of all time. I love you all, and I am so grateful to be a part of this community. Thank you for being such wonderful fellow detectives. If you really enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button or tipping me for the video with a super thanks next to the download button right beneath the video. If you would like to come join a fantastic group of fellow detectives at Mystique Manor as a patron for the channel, gain access to exclusive content, and support the making of more content like this, please check out patreon.com/wizardkitten. I also have channel memberships with exclusive badges and emojis to use during streams and in the comments section. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming an official fellow detective, click join next to the subscribe button. Please feel free to follow the channel on Instagram or Discord, linked in the description box down below. And as always, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Nancy Drew and Sims 4 content. Thank you so much for watching, fellow detectives. I will see you soon.